fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding. From the words I spit, so sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts peeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. Got lust for change, I just love the feeling. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. And I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. Cause I'ma live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding. From the words I spit, so sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts peeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. Got lust for change, I just love the feeling. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. And I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. Cause I'ma live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon.
What up, Nine?
Trapaholics Mixtapes.
As the 9% and word would say, make a better you, a better us.
give them what they ask for.
Who do you think you are? I'm the word. Boy, I'm the one who put in the work.
When I move, it's in a quick rumble. I won't ever fall, never stumble. And I don't need to be humble. Break down walls like Jericho crumble.
Mic check, mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Y'all can hear me? Cool. It's the word. You see the title, we about to get into it. But before we get into that, do me a favor, hit that like, and if you new, hit that subscribe, man. It's free to you, but it means the world to me. And that being said, let me get into the chat. Commander, the lady of the nine, the Minister of General Defense. Stop playing with me. What up, though? What up, Nine? Appreciate you, sis. Appreciate you. My 33 brother, appreciate you for even dealing with me, bro. Hey, Gary is like that older brother to stay around. The little brother, make sure the little brother don't do nothing stupid. That's Gary, man. Appreciate you, my bro. I seen Logic in here. What up, though, sis? Logical thinker, what up, though, Nine? Appreciate you, sis. Appreciate you. Hey, Bronze, what it do with the businesses, man? Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Hey, Bronze. Hey, we're going to push the fantasy football draft back to Saturday. Next Saturday. We're going to do it next Saturday. So if you still want to get in, I'm going to put the link to the invite. I'm going to put the invite in the chat in a minute. Give me a minute. I'm going to do that. I'm trying to get my my audio messed up right now for me. Trying to fix that real quick. But yeah, we here, man. We're going to talk about how self-esteem works, right? And I like to break these concepts down because, like, even when you say it, self-esteem, that means coming from self. But how, when you really truly understand, not everyone, but how majority of the people, self-esteem is built, you realize it's still predicated upon someone else. Like, even, like, I try to show people these things. Like, when we say, when we say we doing these outside things to our parents to make us feel better, why does that make you feel better? It's because of the reactions and how other people go look at you. If you really didn't care how people look at you, yeah, you would want to be clean, groomed, and all that, but you wouldn't care about what other people thought about you. If you really didn't care about how people looked at you, you won't care how people think about you. And I'm telling you that from experience. Like, I appreciate compliments. I listen to criticism, but at the end of the day, if it's useful, no matter the delivery, no matter how a person deliver information to me, somebody can be cussing me out saying I ain't nothing and just have a little bit of truth in there. I'm going to take that truth out of there and use it. If it's beneficial, if it's going to make me a better person, I can do that. Right? But a lot of people, they can't do that, man. They actually care. When we talk about validation, even in today's age, think about how people do this attention seeking on social media. Commander was just telling that story the other night, and it's like you doing all this work for social media so you can be presentable for social media. You doing it for your self-esteem, but what your self-esteem is predicated upon is how people view you on social media. You're doing it to make yourself feel better, but what's going to make you feel better is how other people perceive you. That's not self-esteem. That's not how it's supposed to be. Not even by definition, right? It's not supposed to be like that. I didn't miss nobody, did I? I'm at the Dee. What up, though, sis? Hey, Commander, I meant to go vertical on this stream, but I'll do the next stream. I meant to go vertical, but so when we look at self-esteem, let me just let's get a working definition of self-esteem, right? Probably have to go to Wikipedia because I'm not using a Google search engine right now. Now, like, people often use confidence and self-esteem like it's synonymous, but it's really not. Confidence is actually a component of your self-esteem. That's what confidence is. Confidence is a component of your self-esteem. Confidence is identified as uh, the knowledge of your ability. Whatever you're doing, that's confidence. Like if it's working out, if it's your job, if it's your hobby, your confidence in your abilities to do that. That's what confidence is. Your confidence adds to self-esteem. It's a component of it, right? So, I mean, just to blandly look at confidence, I think that'd be uh, self-esteem is confidence in one's own worth. I don't like that term confidence in that sentence. I don't think they should have added confidence. Anyway, confidence in one's own worth, abilities, or morals. Self-esteem encompasses belief about, that's another component about self-esteem, believe it or not, is belief. It's not just like religious when I say belief, but your belief in yourself. So belief is also a component. Like if you believe in yourself, you're willing to take more risk and is easier. I ain't gonna say easier, but you don't run from the adversity in life when you have belief in yourself. So that's another component. Your beliefs are just what you believe, what you accept before evidence. Think of it in this structure component. Use the term belief as your faith in something before evidence is presented. That's how you look at belief. Use that as a definition when you apply it to confidence. That's the because all words have natures when they interact with different aspects of life. Like what I mean by that is each word we use has a nature to it, and sometimes depending on the circumstances, the nature will change. That's why the word you can use a word that's in a noun tense and in a different if you use it as an adjective. That's what I mean, right? So beliefs in oneself, I am loved, I am worthy, as well as, am I sharing this? Okay, as well as emotional states. Um, so even your emotions affect your self-esteem because your emotions is your feelings, how you feel about yourself. So it's how you feel about yourself, how you think about yourself. The two major components: how you feel, how you think, and what you accept before evidence. So that's what your self-esteem is. So it's about self. It's supposed to be how you look at yourself. How do you view yourself? But a lot of times, the way we view ourselves is the way others view us. That's why people go out their way seeking other people's approval, seeking other people's acceptance, because they have low self-esteem. When you seek, this is one of the major indicators of someone with low self-esteem. When they go and seek other people's approval, when they seek validation from other people, because their validation, that approval builds their self. It makes them feel better about themselves when they get that. So what happens when they don't get it? A couple things happen. They feel bad, and then they start doing things to go seek. So they might go extremer. You see it on YouTube. Somebody start off one way, the next minute they jumping off mountains and shit. Like, hold on, bro. Like you was cool as hell, and then you just went on the deep end. Got a little bit of tension, didn't get it no more. Now they got to do more to get more. Well, that's how they think. Well, I got to do more. If I was yelling and screaming at somebody because of somebody out, and I got the numbers, then I got to do that more. Mella, what up, though? Oh, my baby. I don't know what that name is, but shout out to you, bro. I can't even read that. Oh, I'm sorry, sis. That's a female on the avatar. Shout out to you, man. I don't know what can we call what, Uncle Bill. What up, though? That's my boy, Uncle Bill. Hey, man, if y'all don't mind, y'all can drop a couple links in the chat. You know, definitely drop Average Logical Thinker in there. Mela ain't going live, but anytime Mela want to talk, she knows she got my platform to do so on. So y'all can still go subscribe to Mela too. And then we got this new person. I don't know what. I can't even see. I see the icon. I see the icon. That's all I see. But yeah, shout out to y'all, man. But yeah, so for people, most people, and this is we talking about this so we can look at it and fix it because like even when I'm mentoring these young kids now, part of the mentorship is self esteem building. So a lot of times what I have to do, and it's good because the kids, right? They ain't they ain't older yet, so life ain't really kick them in the balls too much right now, right? So with these kids, what I'm able to do is give them self-esteem building tools. You know, so first giving them the information of what self-esteem is and how we can steadily build it, and not only build it but protect it. That's the important part. You got to know how to anything you build in life, you have to build it with the idea of protecting it because that's just how life is. Either something natural go knock it down, or somebody go get jealous and try to knock it down. That's what's gonna happen. So when you build it with the idea of protecting it. So you know, taking them through different practices or studies to teach them how to build self-esteem. You know, that's the key. And the kids, so is a lot better because like talking to adults, they already think they know what it is, and oh, I got that, and like, nah, bro, you don't. That's why you acting the way you acting, bro, because you have low self esteem. A lot of when we adults, like when we kids, we don't know, but when we adults, that's when that pride kick in. We don't want to admit shit. Like, damn, you know, I don't want to tell these motherfuckers like, I got low self esteem. You know, I'm embarrassed by that. When you're a kid, you don't know no better, so you like shit, something new. Let me learn it. So I see a lot of positivity out of teaching them self esteem and self confidence building exercise. But what up, though, Mello? My bad, I was long winded on that part. I just wanted to get that part out.
No, you're doing perfectly perfect, like super perfect. Thank you for allowing me on the panel. May I speak a little something?
Oh yeah, yeah, do your thing.
This is the thing. There's self-esteem and then there's self-efficacy, right? Which here's the thing about what you were discussing regarding children. It is a complicated issue to teach a child quote unquote self-esteem, right? But nonetheless, there is a way to introduce, in my humble opinion, during their formative years, how to believe in themselves. And those are see, self-esteem is, in my humble opinion, I'm not an expert, don't quote me. It would appear to me that there's a difference between cockiness and self-assuredness, right? Like it's like you got
Mm-hmm.
this arrogant person who's an adult. They're arrogant. It's like you can't tell me nothing. I'm all that, that kind of thing, right? And then you have a person who, in which the word you mentioned, confidence, is obvious. It's like, hey, I'm just here like you. We can play together. Because remember, in sports, as time evolved, it became, especially in elementary school, it was like everybody got a participation award. That was an effort to build self-esteem in people who felt left out. Prior to that, it was all about competition. I remember my mother-in-law, and I'm just gonna land the plane real quick. I got more to offer in terms of my opinions, but I'm not gonna, be long-winded if possible, even though I'm feeling like it. But anyway, my point is, I remember my mother-in-law was informed that our child or rather, me and my husband's child, was in a talent showcase. Emphasis on showcase, right? I said, "Oh, he did fabulous. He did wonderful in the talent showcase." You know what our first question was? Did he win?
Mm.
And I'm like, what part of showcase didn't you This wasn't a competition. This was a set aside time for the students to to demonstrate their qualified talents. Like they had to do an audition. Like, let me see whether or not, it's presentable. If so, come on through. And we're just going to make a whole production out of the students doing their thing. But automatically, my mother-in-law, and yeah, I'm a baby boom hater. Okay. I'm a baby boomer hater. Okay. With her baby boomer thinking ass, it was all about winning or losing, you know, and for me, that's what baby boomers did, right? Baby boomers, they perpetuated the idea that in life there are winners and losers. As true as that may be, what happens is those who get left behind fall into a downward spiral that they didn't have to go. And so that's why I go to efficacy, right? It's like at some point the child has to realize, yeah, you might be stepping down on me now, but I'm still looking up. And when a child is constantly fed, just look at how resilient you are. Look at how wonderful you are. Look at how amazing you are. Like when you know the odds are against them, like like, oh shit, they got a hell of a hill to climb, but you're gonna tell them, you're gonna program them during their formative years. You look at the history of us as a people. You have the DNA of resilience to make whatever of your life that you choose. Look at how naturally this is about you. That's amazing. Or how wonderful this is about you innately. That just keep on programming these children during the formative years that they are amazing, and they will grow to believe that they are amazing without the hindrance of cockiness and arrogance that hits hard when you experience a downfall, because there's a difference. There's a real subtle difference. Like like if somebody spoils you all your life telling you the shit, you the shit, you the best, you the best. And then you experience a downfall, it's like, oh shit, I can't take this embarrassment. I'm jumping out the window. But if you encourage a child that no matter what comes your way, you will endure, you will triumph because that's who you are. And that's
and,
self-efficacy.
and
There's a
like
difference.
like if you oh, I'm gonna bring my mom on here one day because I say stuff and it sound crazy, but it's like the different. I am a great example of the difference between confidence and arrogance because I like people used to always think I was arrogant or cocky because I used to tell people like I'm gonna break something on you. But you know the difference is every time I told somebody that I broke something on. And confidence is just knowing your ability. When you get to arrogance, when you get to cockiness, all that is inflating. That's inflating what
Inflating.
you can
There
do.
you go. I love
Yeah,
words,
it's
baby.
like
Yes.
because like even when I'm confident in something, I don't have to say it. I'm gonna show you. But some things I will voice. So it's some people like people say, "Oh, Michael Jordan cocky." No, you're not. That's just the confidence. And the, he everything he said he was gonna do, he did it and more.
He did it and more.
And more. And he never said anything. He it's not too many things. Even like Kobe, they said, "Oh, Kobe was this, Kobe was that." Bro, Kobe. he was locked in 24/7. Kobe was a whole different beast.
They
He was locked
never
in 24/7.
inflated their
But he
abilities, and that's
no, he
the
never,
difference.
and it's always something within their range that they're confident in. It. They just telling you like this is what I'm gonna do. This is what's about to happen. So there's a different. I agree with that 100%. There's a lot of stuff, and like even what you were saying when you first started speaking, how like even arrogance or like being confident is knowing when to listen and when to talk. That's a show of confidence because there's some things I don't know about. So I'm gonna listen, and if someone corrects me, I'm not gonna sit up here and argue with you to be right. If you're right, you're right. I'm gonna learn from that. That's confidence. Confidence is me knowing what I know, what my ability is. So if I hear someone whose information, wisdom, knowledge, whatever is more than me, I'm confident enough to learn from them people. You see what I'm saying? That's what confidence do. Confidence permits you to be humble. You're confident
Mhm.
enough in yourself to say, okay, look, let me fall back and let me listen, let me learn. That's my confidence because even though I'm learning from somebody else, I know I'm still a bad motherfucker. That's how I am. Learn from you and still be the man.
What is there to be said about people who have confidence in bad character? Like, for instance, take someone that's a womanizer, right? And um, you introduce to them that wait a minute, she's off the table. Like you can't have her. You can't sit up there and go after that man's wife. And he was like, look, if she wants to be with me, there's nothing he can do about it. Like, so that's confidence in the wrong thing. It's so is are we open for discussion about people who are confident in wrongdoing?
Yeah, because I mean, confidence is just the your uh and you being you confidence is simply just knowing the strength of your ability. So that can be good or bad. That can be good or bad. If the confidence in your own ability, like you
Mhm.
said, my if my ability is to get women,
Yeah,
then I want to go take people wives. I got confident.
yeah,
So character and confidence is two different things.
yeah.
That's two
It's
different things.
disturbing on so many levels. The veteran brothers that I've talked to in, at the VA, when we in group meetings, we can't just focus on the war, right? We can't just focus on the Gulf War. They got to bring up their personal crap. And a lot of times it's very illicit and very disturbing. And I've heard, you know, not just men, women, I've heard them exert confidence, exude or announce or they announce confidence in the wrong stuff. It's like, what don't you see about misusing your confidence? That's my argument, right? There are people that misuse their confidence. And I don't know how, I'm not qualified to correct that. It's like I hear it, I'm disturbed by it, but you know, you if a person is determined. Oh, and then also, what I heard before I came up here was clout chasing, pretty much, like how people
Mhm.
are on YouTube, uh, not just because they can be, but because they're trying to, I guess, make a name for themselves or something like that. Instead of putting in the time that it takes to be known, which can take a lot of time. uh role or some crap like that, right? So that's misusing your confidence. It's like, I'm sure I'm going to impact these people with my outrageousness. I'm sure of that.
Yeah,
And then they do it, and people are knowing them for that. And next thing you know, that's the incentive. It's like, well, people obviously like it. Just like Trump, like people obviously like that he's some type of character. And to be fair, Barack Obama, he was a different type of character. People, different strokes for different folks. So I guess my overall point is that when it comes to misusing confidence, that's a gray area that I have yet to understand. And I just want to say that.
Oh, definitely. I was just looking at some men text. So what up, though? Question: can self-esteem lead to arrogance? No, no. Because most people arrogant get low self-esteem. That's why they have to inflate themselves. They got to get people to believe in them. When you need people to believe in you, that just shows me you ain't willing to do the work. I don't need people to believe in me, bro. Just watch me. Just watch me. I don't need you to believe in shit. Just watch me work. See if I'm consistent. See if I am what I am. I don't need you to believe nothing. I'm gonna show you. That's what confidence. That's what self-esteem is. So not self-esteem ain't got nothing to do with arrogance. Self-esteem, I mean, it do got something to do with it. It's low self-esteem. People become arrogant. Because even
Hmm.
think about it, it's some stuff I know I can do. I don't need to brag about it. All that bragging is I don't need to do it. I'm just what's for brag is my action.
Hmm.
That's what I do mic drops, bro. I ain't gotta do all that tap dancing to convince you to believe. And some people talk good, tell a good story, but they can never show you. Like
Yeah.
they talk about Dr. Umar. I'm like, bro, look, man, I seen that. Y'all been getting pimped, bro. I seen that shit years ago, bro. No matter how you feel, bro.
You
I done
saw
seen
you
people,
saw it a mile away.
man, I done seen people start school and all that shit. And the time he was building that, bro, but that's his hustle, man. And maybe he want to do it his way, and it's hard, because like when people, like, I don't know, bro. Maybe because I did real estate, right? So I understand about commercial laws. Not only that, I understand a little bit about business law. And like even if you start a charter school, you have laws in place. You can't discriminate, bro. So all that stuff he talked about, I'm only gonna have black women in here. I'm only gonna have this. You can't have your hair. That shit, bro. That cannot be a school. It can't. By
And
law, it
anyone
can't
that
be a
knew,
school. So when
yeah,
I'm hearing that shit, and people getting all excited, I'm like, bro, he running game. Like y'all don't see because y'all don't know. When
they don't know the law.
ignorant ain't and don't mean you stupid. It just mean you don't know something. So there's a lot of people that he talking to that's ignorant to what he's trying to do. Like even if I open up a store, if I open up anything for the public, right, for public consumption, and I discriminate, that's against the law. The only way he can do what he want to do, the way he want to do it, there is a way to do it, but he's not doing it that way. I'm not even about to talk about it that way. You have to create a corporation. I say it like that. You have to create a corporation. Now, you create a corporation, you can get away with different things. A lot of these places where they don't allow you in, like lodges and stuff like that, those are corporations, man. Those secret fraternities and shit, like the groups, those they under a corporation. But try to do a school like that. But I'm gonna say this too. Some people do. There's some communities of people who do that shit. Man, it's like, man, if y'all, bro, people don't look. Check this out. You want to hear some? I just want you to think. Right? I just want you to think about what I'm saying. I'm gonna ask you a question. How many numbers are in your social security? Did I lose a number? My bad. I'm walking around. Did I lose a number?
Were you asking me?
Yeah. How many numbers do you have in your social security number? I don't want to know your social security
Divine
number.
Nine.
Not
Divine Nine.
okay. So how many numbers are in an EIN number?
That is a good question. I really don't have
Check this,
one.
check this out. Same thing. Nine. 9. You go get an LLC and they give you an EIN number. It's gonna be 9 numbers. You know what you can do with that EIN number? Same thing you can do with Social Security number. So you know how many people live in the United States, all this shit is under the EIN instead of a Social Security. Man.
Yeah, I've heard that
Man,
discussion.
like these
I've heard that
motherfuckers,
discussion.
man.
Just incorporate yourself to access all the privilege, the privileges and benefits of this country. I've heard that discussion, and it makes a lot of sense. And it doesn't cost that much money to do it. Where my curiosity lies, I should say, is do you actually, what's the criteria for maintaining that incorporation? Like, what do you actually like? Say somebody just say, okay, I'm gonna pay the fee it costs to incorporate myself. What do I have to demonstrate to maintain that? Because maybe I just want the access. I don't want to do shit. I just want access.
I'll be
Yeah.
honest with you, man, if y'all really want to talk about that, we will have to go into like a Discord or something. I am not talking about that on here, but I'm gonna
Okay.
tell you this. There's a reason why we have haves and there's a reason why people have not. And it's not as complicated and it's not hard at all. It's not hard at all. You can set yourself up so smooth where man.
Yeah, there are people with
It's easier to build
non-profit.
business credit than regular personal credit.
Yeah.
Easier to build business credit than personal credit.
And then you access protection of your personals, right? Because the liability is on your, I guess, EIN and everything under that,
Mhm.
and all that good stuff. But the whole thing of it that is a mystery to me for the time being, unless I study it, is what's a good avenue to pursue that without actually having to um overexert myself. I guess that's the best way to put it. You know, because there are people that are opening 504, 501s, or whatever you call those
Yeah,
non-for-profit.
501. Yeah,
Yeah, there are people that are opening that.
150.
There are people that are incorporating themselves, all this good shit to access all that good old business capital money and good
Man,
credit, and good business credit and all that. I get it. But I mean, they even got vehicles, and you thinking, how did you get that stinking Lincoln? It's like I got it through my business credit, all this other kind of shit, right? So,
mhm.
so it seems fruitful, but we're not teaching our people. How can I put this? The economic schematic diagram that we ought to. I'm
But
sure it's not complicated. It's just that.
this is the thing though. It is that we are. It's just motherfuckers ain't fucking with it. Not until they need it. Like it's people like even the guy I learned from. He been teaching this shit. He been teaching this. He been teaching financial literacy. But
Is it just me or are you fading out? Oh, there you go. Okay.
rich white people in prison. Like when I first learned about financial literacy, and they was teaching me, I was around a bunch of rich white men. And then when I met him, like he was like, "I can fix your credit." I'm like, "All right." He had his own little credit fixing thing, and he hooked me up, and I'm like, "Damn!" So and then he was like, "Man, let me teach you this shit." And man, him been cool. He like a mentor to me. He taught me about trust. I got into life insurance because of what he was telling me. I started learning about annuities. I'm like, hold on, bro. We can take take a couple dollars here, a couple dollars there, put it over here, put this over here, put this over there. 10 years later, I done built up a safety net. It's like I can fall back anytime I want. And it's
Yeah,
just building now. It
I've
take a
heard
couple years to go. It take a couple years to get it going, but once it get going, you ain't stopping it. And it ain't like when you put it in a trust, like I can leave a ton of shit for my kids without them being taxed on it now. I can create my like in 6 more years, I ain't gotta borrow from nobody. I go borrow from my trust. Get my own bank, bro. Like
Yeah,
I don't want to
having
be complaining
trust
about a lot of that shit.
and a foundation. That's when you really doing something. When you got a foundation.
Mm-hmm. I
Yeah.
ain't on that shit yet. But my cousin and my auntie do. But shit, he sent people to school. You know, he played professional football, so his foundation they be sending people off to school. They get millions a year
Absolutely.
on that shit. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's
I
such a
ain't on that level yet.
sophisticated environment.
Yeah, but that's my bad. We was talking about confidence, and I start talking about
We were talking
I
about
get excited.
self-esteem. Yeah.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying. That's what builds self esteem too, like knowledge, man. Just having information,
That's
but
right.
you can't. But you don't. This is what people like. This is like when pride and ego collide. This is what people don't understand. Like you can't hear to get the information when you talk. So a lot of times online, it's like people just be trying to argue instead of listening because somebody might drop a jewel in the midst of them talking. They might drop something you can use, and if you ain't listening, you ain't gonna hear it. So, like when you say like even when I'm teaching, bro, I'm out here like this. You ain't even learning this shit in school. Like we can go in depth about personalities, behaviors, and all that. I've been studying this shit since I was 11. You know, I got real life psychologists calling me, giving me case files, asking me what I think. And that ain't bragging. I'm just telling you what go down. I got PhDs asking me questions and shit. So I mean,
That's
I
what's
be
up.
trying,
Yeah.
I be trying to get a sauce out for free, but it's like people only want it when they need it.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Self-esteem makes people choose the wrong partner in relationships.
Mhm.
I find that to be unfortunate. You know,
And just, like even that from talking from experience, I did that. Like I can name 2 times I did that because I was down on myself and like once I shook it off and I looked like what the fuck am I doing? Like you ever go and I had to auto correct that shit quick. And one of
yeah,
them was real rude, like, nah, I can't fuck with you no more. I'm sorry. And the
yeah,
other one I kind of let down another way. But it was both of those I dated them because I was self esteem. You know, I was looking down on myself. And I ended up dating down. And man ain't never supposed to do that. Not to that extent. Not to that extent. Morally. A man should never date down morally. I'll say it like that.
mhm. And then let's not forget about the guilt trip, right? I think low self-esteem also includes falling prey to guilt. If if somebody,
Definitely.
yeah, that's a complete sentence. Left like you're gonna get so screwed over if you allow your guilt to dictate the direction of your journey. Like you can't allow guilt to be a factor in your life. Now, I'm not saying you go out there and commit atrocities and don't feel nothing about it. I'm not talking about being a sociopath, a psychopath. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about where something went left. In order to go forward, you gotta look forward, to keep ruminating on your mistakes. That's my point. If a person keeps ruminating on their mistakes, it's going to affect their self-esteem. You have to forgive yourself, whatever that means. But the point is to go forward. Always go forward. It's it's a cold world, and you will navigate it better looking forward than looking back. Now, does that mean that we don't archive anything? Not necessarily. Like how this whole rumor mill is going around that some of these people are trying to erase or rewrite history in terms of what our ancestors went through. I think the recent situation about the Smithsonian's um, exhibit of the history of African Americans uh, is being considered unnecessary because of its slavery content, right? Um, my thought, of course, is that it ought to be parental advisory. Like there are some things that will distract the child if they see it, and it might hinder them from thinking forward. Like if a child can't get out of their mind, oh, people that look just like me had these rusty brackets and chains on them, and they got whipped mercilessly and murdered, and arbitrarily. That is a fact that should not be erased. However, the images, I approve of the information, but when it comes to children, young children, seeing certain stuff, you know, I don't know. It has an impact. Like for instance, I would watch Roots when I was a preteen, the TV show Roots, right? I'm watching this black man getting whipped, you know, until he's forced to say a name that doesn't belong to him. That disturbed me as a child. And it made me look at Caucasians as the boogeyman. So it hindered my sense of going forward, if that makes any sense, right? It's like if I was told the story, like, did you know that this happened to our people? And just look at our resilience. Here we are now. We got a color television, a floor model, or whatever. Like we are afforded the privileges that our ancestors weren't. So don't you waste that privilege. You ride that momentum to the zenith of opportunity. That's a better message than sitting a child down in front of a screen, and
Man,
watching,
but,
somebody that
but
looks like them get brutalized.
but you know what? That it did what it was supposed to do,
I
and
guess so.
it's pros and cons to it. Like you just named some pros and some cons to it. So like it's not even really about how I feel about what other people. I stopped like it's a practice, but I practice not feeling any way about what other people do, no matter what it is. Like take my emotions out of it, and that way I can look at it objectively or subjectively. Right? I look at it both ways, like because that's it. Life is duality. Like what works for some people is actually going to be bad for other people. Like if you take out the Black history slavery part out, it's going to be good for some people, but it's going to be bad for other people. If you keep it in,
Yeah.
it's going to be good for some people. It's
I'm
going to be
not
bad
saying
for other
keep it a
people.
secret. I'm not saying keep it a
No,
secret.
no, I'm not saying that neither. I'm just saying, but that's just the reality. Like anything that happens, like the tariffs. Okay, it's good for some people. It's gonna be bad for other people. That's how life is. So what's good for me might be bad for you. So like that's how I look at
But you a
everything. And
grown man. See, you're a grown man. I'm talking about a child and their formative years and how they're developing the world in which they see it. Their cognitive abilities to interpret where they place themselves
and
can
I
be
would say,
okay.
have you ever heard of subliminal programming?
Of course, yes.
They've been doing this shit since. I mean, it's Egyptian texts that teach you that. Okay, when we talk about subliminal programming, affirmations are a form of subliminal programming. you're subliminally programming yourself to believe in something. That's why you're sitting in the mirror saying all this stuff this many times. Either 369 or you're doing 13. So that's subliminal programming. So they've been doing this since the beginning of time. Because if you control the way a person thinks, you can control what they do. And if you can control what they think, you can influence the way they feel. If you can influence the way they feel, you can get them to be impulsive. That's the whole key, is to keep people impulsive. It's a book called Interview with the Devil, right? Have you ever heard of that?
No.
It's it's an audio book. It's actually Y2K Kalani. What up though, bro? Let me show you real quick. It's actually, I reviewed some of it on here. I think I reviewed like the first hour on here. It's actually a good book. I can't even see what I'm spelling. Oh. I don't know. Maybe I'll review it again on here. I can review this like yeah, but it's by Napoleon Hill. It's called Interview with the Devil. Where is it? Right here. Actually, it's in storage. It's not downstairs. I got a ton of books in storage. I gotta get out.
You sound like you got a lot of books in storage.
No, I do. I got like
What
I
about the
personally
Negro?
own.
What about the Negro digs up his past? Does it sound familiar?
Uh-uh. I thought you was about to say how do you make it. I got that book too. How to make a Christian Negro. I got
No,
that book
no.
too.
It's called uh The Negro Digs Up His Past. I think it was written in like 1929 or some shit. And
Check that out.
I just got the PDF, and that's gonna be my little quiet time reading. That's my next quiet time reading. But yeah, I appreciate all book references. Oh Lord have mercy. I'm so
Yeah,
grateful.
this is a dope ass book. You don't have to believe in like God and the devil to have it, like, because the way like Napoleon Hill, he was a white dude, but that dude was fucking amazing, man. I I love his works. You like Logical Thinker, you like him too. Yeah, I love his works, the way he's structured, because he used a lot of metaphysics, right? A lot of spirituality, a lot of metaphysics, and he associated things. So as you listen into this, he would tell you like the devil, like grifters, like people who can't stay focused on things too much, and it's easy to influence them, right? So like they say, an idle mind is the devil's playground, right? So that's basically what he was saying. Like, if you're not focused on something and your attention is if you're not focused on something, someone is going to focus on you. That's
Yeah,
basically what
yeah,
he's
yeah,
saying.
for
And
sure.
that's like this. If you're not in control of yourself, someone else will control you. That's mentally, emotionally, or even physically. And it's not always about force, the way people control you. So that's why like these like when they say television, like, man, a lot of people don't fuck with spirituality, but like when you talk about frequencies and how words are created, like even in English language, like I take you down a rabbit hole that you can't get out of, because the English language was basically created. That's if you look at any other language, the English language only got 27 characters for a reason, because it's a spell language. So like when you look at a lot of the Latin words or grammatic words, or now what we call English, it's a spell casting language. That's why like when they be speaking a lot of those spells in these movies, it be in Latin. All this shit is a spell language, and that's the basis of the English language. So they have to, for things to work, they have to tell you. So you say, "Oh, I'm gonna turn on the television." Tell vision. Tell lies to your vision. They all are work week in, week at the end. These are the spells we cast, and when we not only when you say stuff physically, but even when you think stuff. When you think of these words, you literally cast a spell. It's not even like to take the woo woo out of it. You're accepting, like make it like functional and logical. When you say something, you're accepting it. So when you say I'm gonna turn on television, you're agreeing to watch what's on there. And what are you watching? TV programs. They're programming through these TV shows. They program the way you think. That's why they you don't get the Cosby shows. You don't get that. All these, a lot of times people's understanding of other cultures and stuff is what they see on TV. Is what they're shown. Like even, I mean, they used to do it. Now they can do it on the TV. What did they start it with? Books. They started it with books. But now they advanced to the TV. Now we doing it off of social media. So it's steady advancing, but most of this is subliminal programming because you're accepting these things. You're accepting them. So even these images, like these people who, like just say black people, we think, oh, this is black culture, gang banging, robbing and stealing. Why you accept it? First, they accepted it through the TV because people weren't doing that shit. They weren't doing that shit in the 80s and 90s. They start seeing that shit, listening to it, and then they start, I want to imitate that. Then you find out the people who doing the shit on TV or in these songs, they ain't really living like that. They ain't really living like that, bro. But you got regular ass people trying to live like that. The images on how women supposed to be. That independent women, Beyonce, that no scrubs. After that, I personally think women change. After those two songs, man, I seen totally different women, bro. I seen totally different. Like women start acting different. And you can say that was a change in culture. Why did the culture change? How did the culture shift? Not from regular ass people. That's what they was given. The culture shift with whatever they produce. You got young black dudes wearing tight pants and shit like that. Like, bro, why y'all start doing that? Then you start saying, the rappers did it, so now you want to look cool and do it. Like, nah, bro, we wasn't doing that shit. No, if I wear some tight ass pants, so I ain't trying to take my blood pressure. Like, what is going on? I want to be comfortable.
I've been interested in something that called mysticism. I haven't really studied it, but the concept is interesting to me. Do you know anything about mysticism?
Yeah, mythicism is I don't want to say it's not a form of spirituality, but it's
these
not
social
myth.
groups?
Yeah, they got like it's like
They're
another
practicing
religion.
witchcraft, basically.
I wouldn't even call it witchcraft. It depends what practitioners you. Well, because the original mythicism came out of spirituality, and it was just rituals of spirituality. True spiritual practitioners don't need anything outside themselves to practice spirituality. Everything is within. Mythicism came when people didn't have that internal connection, and they needed things to anchor them on the outside. Okay. Yeah, so I wouldn't call it witchcraft though. I mean, it evolved. Like some practices evolved into witchcraft, but like hoodoo, not voodoo, not voodoo.
No, voodoo is like a medicinal practitioner of nature.
Hoodoo, but that's a form of mysticism. Mysticism, not myth. I keep saying myth. That's my bad. But mysticism.
Yeah. Okay.
Because like everything is a spirit, and we connect it to the spirit spiritually and physically in hoodoo. I practice hoodoo for years. So like even grass, like we used to go and just sit in the grass and feel the grass. Like it's energy in everything.
That's right.
It is literally energy in everything. You can feel that shit, man. Kids grounded and everything. So mythicism is just you doing things outside yourself to connect with the spiritual aspect within.
How do you feel
Pure
about people
mysticism.
that use hallucinogen? What they call those drugs? There's drugs out there that that I guess they make them hallucinate or whatever. That it takes them to a different dimension of their their brain. What the hell is that drug called? They're watched over by shamans, and they take some type of tea or some type of herb, and next thing you know, they're having these visions, and you know, I, it's that's what I thought mysticism, or however you pronounce it. That's what I thought it was. I thought it was hallucinate, like like experiencing hallucinations to the point where you see the world a different way, that we're all just one big organism, not orgasm, organism. We're one big organism, like we're all united, we're all together, and somehow the division of our consciousness got split off, and we're operating as individuals without acknowledging
But
that we're all connected.
I'll
You know,
connect the divine oneness. So even if you get into some Gnostic text, it'll literally tell you
divine
it's
oneness.
different forms. It's different forms of Gnosticism too. Like I can get like real technical with it,
Is that
but
the term Gnosticism with a
well,
G?
Gnosticism, yeah, Gnostics.
Okay.
Well, you have Gnostics and then you have agnostics, and there's different branches of them. But
Okay.
Gnosticism believes like the core beliefs, like I fuck with the root of things. So like even mysticism, what logical thinker said is fact. That's what mysticism is today. That's what it evolved into, especially when it started coming out of the cult side, where you got if you look up Madame Blavatsky, a lot of this like demonic shit and this witchcraft shit came out of Madame Blavatsky's school. Current like Wicca did, not witchcraft, but Wicca came out of the school of Madame Blavatsky, which is theism.
Yeah, see, I'm not interested in that spooky shit. You
No,
know.
but see, I studied all. I mean, I literally studied all of it, like,
Okay.
and a lot of it I practiced. So that's why, like, I'm kind of nerdish with some of the texts and the history of religion. I'm kind of nerdy-ish with it because that's what I did, like, for like 10 years. But
Oh,
so
did the knowledge that you earned to learn ever scare you? Like something?
hell yeah, like,
Yeah.
look, man, I
That's
was telling Rachel this. Well, I was telling Rachel, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. It was like when I start knowing things, I start looking at the world like it's fucking crazy. Like this shit is fucking crazy. And then you come after
this
a
is
while, you
true.
come back down like, look, man, you got one life to live. Only thing you can do, but it's a process and shit. Like, oh shit, like wow, this really like, and not even just on the religious level, the historical level, but man, I done been through some shit, man. And it's like now it's just like I just want to live now, the best life I can live. That's all that matters. A lot of stuff you can't do shit about. You literally just can't. So you will sit here and stress and have anxiety, be depressed and shit. That's what happens when you start like this shit is fucking scary. Like really what they hide from you and like bro, you oh man. Like yeah, it get to that point. But it's something you said earlier, where you was talking about um like the mythicism. But yeah, I like to go back to the root of things. And that's what I learned. Even like with religion. You know, the very first monotheistic religion that was documented was Zoroastrianism. Then you start looking into that, you see a lot of where Islam got their practices from. You see a lot where the Jewish people got their shit, and this was before all that shit. Then you go back in ancient Kemet, and you start seeing a lot of the things that people like. I was literally reading about like Egyptian burials. And then I went to a family member who was Catholic and they passed away. And I'm watching, I'm looking like, God damn, they doing the same thing the exact same ritual procession. I'm looking like that shit is not Catholic. That shit is Egyptian. This shit was done thousands of years like this before this religion even came. That shit kind of blew my mind seeing it in real time, like reading about why they did stuff and how they did stuff, and then watching them do it, call it repackage it, call it something. That's all we do. Ain't nothing new under the sun. We just repackage shit and make it our own, put our own little spin on it. That's all I was doing with all this shit. Tupac gonna be white in 25 years. What? Eminem gonna be black. What? They gonna twist all this shit up.
Well, that's another good point. Dynasties, right? Like, I understand that everything that we're aware of regarding this country is significant, but let's also be aware of a dynasty. There are kingdoms that were thousands of years in existence. Maybe they're not any longer in existence, but they did exist. And so they went through a whole lot of stuff, right? They went through a whole lot of stuff. And so sometimes I wonder if you're right that like this country is only what, a couple of 100 years old, and all the
Man,
rigmarole that has occurred. Just think about the next 500 years, right? What will, in the event that nobody has fucked it up, you know, what will things look like 500 years from now? There's something arrogant about people that aren't planning for the next 100, 200, 500 years. They're not planning for that. You know, that we're living in the now. Like, I'm just doing good, having a job, and they're not making provisions for the future. And when I say provisions, I'm not just talking about money. I'm talking about destroying the ecosystem. Like, all this, pollution and just abusing Mother Earth, for God's sakes. Like how greedy can you get? Like, the Earth ain't gonna put up with that too much longer. Okay.
yeah, just hold on, Rhea. On that point too,
Hi, Riaz.
I was gonna say on that point, the average person ain't planning for the next 100 years, but there are families or groups of people who are planning, and they want to keep you distracted so you don't. That's how it works, man. That's like,
Yeah,
man,
I believe
like
that.
you hear a lot of this conspiracy shit. A lot of this shit sound off the
They want to
wall,
keep us
but
stressed out so we don't have
exactly.
we can't see past next week.
Like, think about this, right? A cattle, like when we talk about like cattle, right? Think about like a meat farm when they got these cows born, right? They born right on the farm. They don't know nothing about being a wild cow. This is just their process. They be born, they get raised, fed good for a while, and then they get cut up for meat. And then it's just the process for them. So, but they don't think like, damn, we should break out of here, get out of here, and just live free on. They ain't even thinking like that because that don't exist to them. That don't exist. So this cycle that we in, when you say people not think it don't exist to them, they just trying to survive. People don't even think about legacy no more. You know what I'm saying? They don't think about legacy no more.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Rhea, don't let no practicing Muslim hear you say that.
What?
Stone your ass. He said I'm Sufi and Sunni. Don't let them hear you say that. They gonna
No,
show your ass, bro.
no, do you mean the what? No, there's a difference though. Actually, bro, what the chief is? Both is actually the same. It's just that, it's just that they're just approached differently. Chief is more about the spirit, more deeper spiritual aspect, and Sunni is just more the practical stuff. It's just both one and the same. It's just that they call themselves something different, They're just both the same thing. My family, you know what it is though? The Sufi that I follow, the more they just practice properly according to what the teaching supposed to be. It's just that they just apply it on a more deeper level in a spiritual sense, and they meditate. And the way they meditate is more about the Marakpa type of stuff. They sit there in the dark doing blue light meditation though. So they breathe in, breathe out, and then they basically just recite some stuff, and basically that's what they do. They're just more deeply spiritual, so it's more like they're more practically doing it inside and outside also. So it's more
I was
about the
about to
inner
say,
side.
I was about to say that they ain't the same, bro. They not, because one is inside, one is outside. So one you battling within, the other one you battling people outside. So
No, I know they're not the same though, but I'm saying for me, the way I do it, it's just both one and the same to me. I'm not saying no, they're not. They're just very different though. I know they're different, bro. I'm just trying to tell you to me the way I am though. My family got roots in that.
What do they call it, Riaz?
Wait, they call it Sufi. Sufism is basically Islamic mysticism. So they
Oh,
focus on.
mysticism. Okay.
No, so no, basically Islamic mysticism is called Sufism. So what they do is they focus on the spiritual aspect, the unseen stuff, the more deeper stuff, more internal stuff. So it's just basically how you treat other people and how you basically meditate and stuff like that. It's more about the spiritual, deeper spiritual stuff, deep level stuff. So like when, so like you have to take step by step with me though, because once if I actually take it all in at once, though, I'm literally going to blow my mind though. So I take it step by step slowly. That's why I'm not qualified on certain things yet though, because I'm on a even though I may know a lot, but I'm on a simple basic level of trying to practice properly. That's why I'm not qualified to answer certain things in general, basically.
so now check this out. Now you say you fuck with Sufi, right? So
Yeah, I've got Sufi roots.
and what is we call the way Allah the structure and created wrote. You know that was that thing, leg, arm, head, leg. Each one of those parts of a man represents a different aspect of it. So when they were saying Allah is broken up into a man, that's what they was talking about, the different aspects of man, like our nature. So if you ever fucked with the Moors, if you really want to learn about Sufism, go fuck with the Moors, Science Temple. They be breaking that
Okay,
shit out.
wait, but the
Fuck with
Sufi says
them.
like I follow the Quran Azimi Sufi. So the difference between them and the difference between them and the other Sufis, they're more like following what the traditional Sunnis do. It's just that they're more spiritual, they're more deeper. And instead of calling each other disciples, they're actually called friends. You're supposed to actually just function in your normal everyday life. The only difference is though is you just take time out and contemplate on a deeper level.
You know, all the original Magi's was black.
Yeah, I never denied that. I know that's true
No,
though.
like in Sufism, all the original Magi's was black.
Yeah, wait, but that Azimi Sufis is from Pakistan anyway, so I mean, you can literally Google it, Sidla Azimi, and you'll literally find out what I'm talking about, because that's who they are.
All that was Nubia at one point.
Hmm?
All that shit was Nubia. All that shit was Nubia, bro.
Okay. Yeah, basically, the guy who gave me my name was a Sufi writer, teacher, scholar. His name is Khaja Samshuddin Azimi. He's no longer living no more, passed away early
this year. And his teacher basically was the founder of the thing. He was, he led though basically. And his original teacher passed on his spiritual knowledge by whispering in the ear and stuff like that. He whispered to him everything basically. And from there, it's not just like how he taught him practically. He whispered everything. So it's like transference of knowledge though from him to there. And he just continued that. And he lived really long though to the point until this year though. He's gone now. But that guy gave me my name. So I'm blessed to have a name by a special person, no. Literally, my family studied under him. My grandparents studied under him. My mother studied under him and stuff like that. I mean, he's got literally set up, you know, different. He literally got set up in multiple different places, though.
Dolly, what up, though? What up, though, Dolly? Sorry, everyone. Hands free right now. Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate you tuning in. Raven, what up, though? Appreciate you. Y2K in the building. That's my
Wait,
bro.
when you were saying about, like, if I want to know more about Sufism, go do that with the Moors, can you elaborate on what you mean? I'm not denying what you're saying. I just want to know what you mean, though. Can you elaborate?
Say that one more time.
No, like basically what you told earlier. You said something about if I want to know more about Sufism, go with the,
Oh, no, I'm just like the Moor Science Temple. They teach Islam more of a science. Like, and a lot of their ideas are, I ain't gonna say new age, but a lot of their ideas are uh non-traditional, but it's backed by science. That's why I like it. So
Okay.
like anything that can be explained one way should be able to, like, I can explain things like when I was talking about when I said anytime you hear me say I'm gonna take the woo out of it, I can break something metaphysical down into something science or philosophical easily. Because all things are connected, like what Sis was saying, like the one divineness, all things are truly connected. They just explain different ways. It's just sometimes it's just a better way to explain it than another way.
Okay.
So that's where science came in. Science came in to define more what religion couldn't.
Yeah, I
That's why we got
agree.
science now.
No, that makes sense. So I ain't denying that, bro. Because, it has to, like that's our basic. And you actually you have to study the faith as well. It's also like the science aspects. Also, it's not just the faith-based aspect, it's the science-based stuff too. So if stuff is not backed by science, though, then it ain't authentic, though.
Safi, what up, sis? Good to see you. Good to see you. Appreciate you. Missed you, man. Missed you. I know you be watching the
Thank you.
replays. I appreciate you, sis. I
Okay.
appreciate you.
That's interesting. I feel you on that.
Yeah. But we was talking about like self esteem though. I don't want to get too far off from I know we just be
Okay.
talking sometimes, but it
No.
was a good dialogue with self esteem aspect. But the main point I wanted to make about self esteem is this, y'all. It's supposed to be internal, but a lot of times it's built externally. It's self-esteem is how we look at ourselves. And I meant to break it down into components. Maybe I'll do another live and more define it. We delineate on this topic. And I have some visuals for y'all to check out. I
Okay.
put picture to words rather. But it's different. It's components of self-esteem. And when we talk about confidence, belief, a lot of these self-esteem encompasses a lot of these traits about us or these concepts that we use. And it's supposed to be built within, but a lot of times I'm gonna say by social engineering, because like when we just talking about control, we talk about manipulation, we talk about subliminal programming. That's how a lot of people's self-esteem is built, predicated upon outside influence. So that's why you see people seeking validation, people seeking attention, all these make them feel good about themselves when they receive these things. So
Yeah.
That's
Okay, there's a question here, so I was gonna read this. Is self-esteem external because we want external we want because we want external validation?
but that's not. We want external validation. Like it's and people try to make excuses like, well, we all want to be liked, we all want to be loved. True, but to really be liked or loved, you gotta like and love yourself first to even experience it truly from someone else. So everything starts with you. You know, it's cool to, get I use the concept confirmation over validation is a different ideology attached to it. So when confirmation comes to you, it's just confirming something you already know about yourself. That's why I say I'm a confident person. So when people give me their external reviews of my actions or my words, that's just confirmation for me. So I don't get too high and I don't get too low. Like you ain't go like you can sit up here and compliment me all day. It ain't gonna blow up my head because I already know. But I'm gonna be
Yeah, that's a good
appreciative
point.
for you seeing what I already know. That's confirmation. Validation is you telling me something like I'm doing something, then you telling me something. It's like I'm being rewarded almost. That's what's happening. Like when people get validation, they feel awarded, like they're being rewarded. So whatever they got that validation for, a lot of times that's what the tool they use to get more of it. So if it's something ignorant, that's why you see people doing ignorant stuff like jackass. Y'all remember that
Mm,
jackass? People they going out there doing that crazy shit just for people attention, just to be loved by people. Because before that, none of them wasn't shit. None of them people was shit. And but what are you known and liked and loved for? Doing stupid shit. So then when you try to say, well, okay, that I just got the attention doing that, I'm gonna switch over and do this. It never works out. That's why shit like that never work out because people love you
mm,
for doing the stupid shit. So as soon as you stop doing the stupid shit, they don't love you no more. They didn't love you. They love what you were doing.
mm. Okay, good point. I was gonna say, is it also the self-esteem? It's also like how is it like subconscious, conscious level type thing as well, though. Like what you put out is what you get back. I'm not saying it's always the case how it's gonna be, but is it like what you subconsciously think deep down inside, how you feel inside the subconsciously, the same thing is gonna be outside because you're the one who's making your reality as well in your own mind as well because your mind is basically in two different places though depending on what type of what type of frequency you're on if your mind is in two different places. Your mind is physically here but it's also in the spiritual outside as well though. So basically sometimes when you reach a certain level of when you spiritually reach a certain level, when you get a higher frequency, that's why sometimes though you feel some kind of way and it's too much, or like whatever energy you're bringing in or out and stuff like that feels too much though. Is that's why though, because you're in two different places though, and basically it's too much to take in though. So and also how you feel inside as well though. I guess how you feel inside and outside. I don't know. I'm just saying what I'm saying.
Yeah, the out. I mean, I don't do too much with the outside, bro. I don't do too
No,
much.
I'm not. I'm not. I'm just saying what
It's
I'm
just
saying.
not.
I feel.
But no, but it like you said, is where you at in life. It's truly where you at in life about how you approach things and how you do stuff. So I mean, that's confidence. A lot of people who lack confidence, they seek it from validation from other people. They get their confidence from other people
Yeah,
versus
it's
their
also
own true abilities or nature. They don't get
true.
confidence from who they are. They get confidence from work, and that will highly affect your self esteem. How you look at
Mm,
yourself. You looking at
okay.
yourself from a lens of another person, of how other people look at you. To me, that's dangerous
Yeah,
because they'll
that's
always be able to have some form of influence over you just
right.
just simply from how they view you. That shit is dangerous to me. Like people
Good
can
point.
change people can dictate your actions predicated upon how they feel about you.
Okay, good point. I also gonna say also, is it like what you? I don't know. No, I was gonna repeat. So I was just no. I feel you on what you're saying as well. So is it also like something to do with your mindset? Also, how you basically think, on a conscious and subconscious level, the how you think as well, and what type of frequency you're on as well. Because the higher the frequency, is it like when you're higher on a spiritual type of thing? No, external validation don't matter no more, and it don't matter as much though because I don't know.
That's one of the things I laugh at when people be talking about they spiritual people, but they seeking outside validation. That's one of the things I laugh about.
Wait,
So
but do
I
you think
mean,
that's me though?
77555. What up? Did I say too many five? What up, sis? Is that false confidence then? If your esteem raises base, yes, it is. Because whatever people give you, guess what they can also do? They can also take it from you. You know what I'm saying? It's something given. It's not something earned. So when you
Okay.
earn things like this, for instance, right? If you know anybody who ever made something of themselves, like they made money and then they lost it, they wasn't never really down. They was confident that they could build it again. Why? Because they had the experience, because they did it before. But someone who was given something and they lose it, they don't know what to do because they didn't put the work in to earn it. So they have no confidence of rebuilding it.
Mm,
You know, that don't have confidence of rebuilding it. So anything given can be taken. So it's definitely false confidence. If it's like artificial. Think of it that way. It's not natural. That's not natural confidence that
okay.
person got. It's artificial because it's something given outside of itself. That shit
Okay.
don't got nutrients in it.
Okay, I'll be real with you. You know what? I consider myself. I consider myself spirit. I'm naturally tapped into the spiritual part of myself. It's just that I just gotta keep. I'm just on a phase right now in my life where I have to just keep working on it. To keep building. I'm on a simple, basic level right now, but the more I keep working on it, the more I'll understand on a deeper level. That's what I'm saying. Because I feel like that's what I
Yeah,
am. Naturally tapped in though, because that's the way I was born. I'm higher vibration.
yeah. I mean, it's man, look, bro, I ain't even gonna lie to you. I used to like when I don't know. It's like the more you practice it, I guess the deeper understanding you get. Like even I used to say that I'm on high vibration, and it's true. But like, what is your vibration? What are those frequencies? Do you even know what that is? Like,
Mm.
like it's simple. It's really simple too. When I tell you, you're gonna be like, oh. But when people talk about I'm on a high frequency, I'm vibrating. What is that? What
Something
is
to
all that?
do. Is it something to do with energy you're in and what type of energy you vibrate and how you think and stuff like that? Is
What's
that what high
do
vibration is, or is it more
you
deeper than?
just you ain't even got to say no more than that. It ain't even deep. It's really not. I promise you, it's not fucking deep. You just
Okay.
said how you feel. That's what the vibrations. That's what high frequency is your feeling because emotions are energy in motion. That's what your vibrations are. That's what your energy within you is your emotion. That emotions triggers different biological things in your body. When you feel bad, you release different chemicals. When you're happy, you release chemicals. That energy of you feeling happy or sad releases fucking chemicals in your body. It emits energy. When you around people who are just in a bad, you feel that shit. Like, damn, I want to be around this sad, or you feel it when you around somebody happy. That shit might make you happy. You see somebody smiling and jumping, you be like, I want to do that shit. That's energy, and that shit is transmitted. So when people talk about all frequencies, it's not like that's the woo woo. It sounds good when we talk about spirituality and all that. Like I said, I'm gonna take you from the metaphysical and bring you back to it's your emotion. That's why I always say care about how you feel because that's your frequency, that's your vibration, that's that high inner that is your emotions. That's like when they say emotion, it's energy, and that's what they is. Energy are in motion. and it does different things on a physical, on a mental, because those chemicals they release in your body, it make you feel and think a certain way. If you
Mm-hmm.
start looking at that, it makes you feel and think it's BDB. What it do with the businesses? What up, Nine? Hey, BDB, I don't know if you seen, but we gonna do the fantasy draft. I don't know if you want to get down with the fantasy football. I keep saying I'm gonna put the link in the chat. I'm about to put the link in the chat, but it's on the IG too, bro. If you want to get down with that, let me put the link in the chat real quick. If anybody want to get down with fantasy football, but we got some more spots available. We're gonna do the draft next Saturday at 5. I'm gonna do it. We're gonna do it on this channel and um over on not this channel. We're gonna do it on Petty Vision and uh on Sports Chat. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
girls or boys. Oh, I can't put this in the chat. They won't let me. They won't let me put it in the chat. Oh, it's too long. Why is it so long? The message is. I can't put it in the chat. So I put it on my page, my community wall. I put it on community wall. But yeah, that's all like that frequency vibration. It's just your emotions. They try to make it. I mean, you got to make it kind of cool or whatever to sell it, you know. But that's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's all
Yeah.
it is. And but once you know that, you can do more with it. The more knowledge you got about stuff, the more you can do with it. So you want to vibrate on the high frequency, feel good most of the time. That's all you got to do. Just feel good. How do you feel good? There's a lot of different ways, but loving yourself, liking yourself, you know.
Yeah, that's true though. I agree on that one.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mela fell off. Did she just fall off, or she been fell off?
Probably fell off or she decided to drop. I don't know.
I ain't gonna be up here too long. I'm about to get my butt off here.
Okay. So,
It
okay.
all starts in the mind. It do. It do. It's
Yeah,
that.
but
Look, I tell you a practice too, because a lot of times we're told, like even like the way we innately process information is mind is you think to feel. Your feelings create a behavior. Your behavior create an action. Right. That's the process. But we are divine beings, so we can recreate that process and make it better work for us. Because if somebody can manipulate the way you think, then they'll manipulate the way you feel, and that feeling is go. You know, that's why people get capricious. You know, people get emotional and triggered. You know, they have lack of self control. Is because they've been influenced from the outside. It's just your mind. Think of your mind as a filter. Not
yeah.
only do you filter what's coming in, but you have to filter what's going out. You know, and if you go through that process, so in the midst of that same process of thoughts create feelings create behavior, you can put that filter right there. So thoughts will create feelings. Those feelings need to be filtered through thought. And then that after it's filtered, then it can create a behavior.
Mm-hmm.
But just because you feel some type of way don't mean you're right about the way you feel. You can have wrong information. You can be interpreting things wrong. So a lot of times we do things and then we got to go back and correct them because we were impulsive or capricious because we felt some type of way. So just even overriding the natural process of processing information. Uh, we can do that, but it's by choice. But like
Yes,
anything, once
I
you start
can.
doing it, once you start practicing it after a while, it becomes innate. It becomes a behavior. I don't think about
Mm-hmm.
filtering my thoughts no more. I just do it. Yeah, I used to
Mm-hmm.
think I used to have to because it wasn't normal. But the more I did it, the more normal it became. So I don't even think about it. It's just the process I go through now.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm gonna say though, man. Is it like when it comes to the mind, there's two minds though. One is basically physically here, and the other one is the spiritual aspect too, though. So it's like basically both. Like I get you on the mind part, I kind of agree with you, but is it also the spiritually aspect of your mind and also the physical part as well? So if you get one, you kind of get the both, and when you, I don't know. I'm just asking that though, because is it both spiritual and physical? Because you're basically in two different. That you're saying though the type of beings that the type of creation that we're made to be though, we're spiritual beings. So basically, that's why.
But see, ask yourself, what is spiritual? What is your spirit? How do you even identify with your spirit? What is your spirit? What is your spirit? Like like people don't even know how to identify or communicate or anything with their spirit. Like what is your spirit? How do you know? Like thinking, is it your consciousness? Is it
Yeah.
your inner thoughts? Is that your spirit? Is it the way you feel? Is it your intuition? Is it your like what is your spirit?
Mm, that's a good point though, actually.
I'm gonna tell you the
Okay.
cheat code, bro. Like like see this is the thing too. In life, you go do two things. You go study stuff, right, to learn about it. But all that studying don't mean nothing until you put things in practice. So when it becomes more practical, you not only from what other people tell you, but you have your own experience and you gain a deeper understanding because you may see stuff other people don't see. And people this that looks the whole spirituality that shit make a lot of money. So it's cool to withhold knowledge, right? It's very cool. But even when you start researching and study, you see the spirit was always connected to how you feel, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you feel, man. How you feel about things.
Yeah, I kind of
That was
agree.
always the internal, that gut in your stomach. That's a feeling, bro. When you feel
Nah,
it in your gut, that's my spirit talking. That's a feeling. It wasn't no voice in your head. It was just something that you felt.
yeah.
So your emotions, again, going back to emotion, even if you look up the etymology of psychology, it was created. If you go into the etymology dictionary and look up psychology, it'll tell you the root of it is the study. I mean, when it was created, what it was doing, what they were doing was studying the soul,
Mm-hmm.
studying the soul. That's why they always, if you look at any picture of Jesus Christ, he always get, well, I ain't gonna say any picture, but that picture of Jesus Christ, he always
Mm-hmm.
got that heart with the thorns on it. Even in religion, they tell you the soul is the heart. What is the heart? That's how you feel, bro.
Yeah, I agree though. Wait, but they also say like, like there's a black mark in your heart. The more and more good or bad you do, the more and more it
It's
spreads.
always
And
in the
when you
heart.
can see when it consumes you, your connection to God is finished though. So when you actually pray with that type of heart, it means nothing though, because your connection is gone though. And I'm not saying that in a bad way, but it's kind of true in a way though, like that heart though. Or say it's like light or fire. Say if there's light though, basically become the more good or bad is done, the more it spreads or the more it dims though. So when it completely dims, your connection is gone. No, that's just a metaphor with light, fire, or a black heart. Kind of feel you. When you're saying about the heart, though, I kind of agree with you, man. It starts with your heart as well. Wait, are you there, man? I'm
Yeah, my
done.
bad. My bad. I'm so one second. I have to check on the baby. But yeah, so it's like an internal guidance. That's what it's supposed to be. But it's been hijacked and it's been perverted. So a lot of people shit is all fucked up. A lot of people shit fucked up, bro.
Mm-hmm.
People don't even, you know, have empathy for the fellow man no more. They don't got the heart. Everybody ain't the same either, bro. Everybody ain't got it, bro. Everybody ain't got a soul. Everybody ain't got one. Everybody ain't got the seed of the creator. Some of them got artificial seeds. They NPCs almost, bro. They got artificial. They are artificial intelligence is walking around amongst us already, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Artificial intelligence is already amongst us, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. But yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Go ahead, bro. What was you about to say?
No, I was gonna say to Commander, thank you. I appreciate that, Commander. I appreciate you. I appreciate that. That was basically that confidence was built over time, though. Cause when I was younger, I'm not saying I wasn't like that, though. Just that younger, I wasn't conscious enough to actually be like that. The older I got at my age, I'm trying to build more of that, though. You know,
Yeah, I was about to.
little.
I hear you talk different about religion just from the last year, really. You know, you look at religion different from you did last year. Just these last
Yeah.
couple months. You know what I'm saying? You was like hardcore.
Yeah, because I looked more into it, man. I know that basically, like when I say I'm both a Sydney and a Sifi, they're not both the same. No, it's just that to me they are kind of the same thing. It's just that the way they approach things are different, though. That's just how I see it, though. Because to actually be a Muslim is to actually submit to your word to God. I know you know, bro. I'm just saying to me, it's supposed to actually
But no,
submit to your word to God, though.
bro, I totally understand what you're saying because I will tell you that all them religions are similar. They're just not the same. They
No,
all
I
got
know.
similarities to
Never
them.
denied it. I never denied
All
it.
of
It's
them.
true.
Every
Yeah, that
single
makes
last one
sense.
of them.
Yeah, that's yeah, of course. No, it's just that to me though, when it's actually come to be a Muslim, it's just that one, or it's just that basically people decided to be basically to there is only being a Muslim, there's only one Islam. It's just that the way people approach it and the way they put sex and everything is very different. It's just one. It's only one only. It was just revealed one only. It's just that the way people took it and the way they took, or their approach to it is very different. So the way you actually see how different it is and stuff like that, though, they're all supposed to be one the only. It's just the way people approach it is very different, though.
It's like this, bro. Check this out. This is what happened. At one point in time, we were in what they call polytheistic phase, right? Where there were
Mm-hmm.
multiple gods. And every culture had a different multiple god that had similar attributes, you know. And then we went into the age of monotheism, one God. So, and then everybody had one God, you know. So it's the same. It's the same concept, just told a different way. And if you look, each religion is tailored to the culture. So, I mean, that's why you have, like, if you really truly do research and look up Yahweh, Yahweh is older than the Bible itself. Yahweh is a Canaanite God. Yahweh is older than the Bible.
Yeah, but
So,
the term Islam actually mean, I know what you mean. To me, being a Muslim or Islam, being a Muslim is like submitting your will to God, though. It's not submitting my will to God, though. It's not like, it's not just on an external way, it's also an internal way and practice properly. That's why basically, when it was first revealed to him and stuff like that, why they were the best generation when it came to that, though, the way they practiced it, though, is because, they embraced it not just in a physical way or or their tongue and everything, or they claimed it though only. Yeah, they did that, but it's also basically their heart as well. Their heart was fully in it, and they actually practiced and lived what was not just they didn't just live it though only. Their heart fully embraced it too. That's why they were the better generation, and that's why basically me and many like me are trying to emulate what they did though, but take aspects and emulate what they did, but take aspects and apply it to this life though. This time that I'm in though, I'm living in this time and living to what this time is, but at the same time trying to emulate how they did a long, long time ago. Because they say there was a better generation though.
Is that's life, bro. You take what's useful. You ever heard the term? You take the meat and spit out the bones. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
I
No,
mean,
I
because
know.
yeah, whatever they did in the past. But and then this is like I like to learn from the past because it's a blueprint, right? To give me information, knowledge, understanding of what exists. But I'll always take it and make it mine. I take anything and make it mine. But because what they did is what they did, and that's how they perceived it, and that's what worked for them at that time. But today is a new day and age, man. So
Yeah.
we can take that ancient information and you got to modernize
Yeah, so
it.
basically take what the foundations of what it is, keep the foundations, but just build something upon
If
the
it's
same
useful,
foundations on the same.
but
So
even that, sometimes I throw that shit out. Even I mean, if it's the foundation, sometimes if it's not useful, it's not useful. No matter what
mm,
aspect. It is.
okay,
Like
yeah,
even
that's
I tell you this, I don't take the foundation of none of these religions because the foundation tell you God is a man. I think God is beyond man. Like we keep,
cool. I
it's
don't think God is not human. No, God is beyond. I don't believe God is, anything in this world. God is beyond us. Though. That's what I think.
our comprehension. Yeah, I mean, what we consider God. I mean, because anything with a higher intelligence come down and say, "Hey, I'm God." Why I was gonna believe it? Like I'm the divine creator. Why you on the spaceship then, bro? why you riding on
No,
that?
it's also this though as well. The only reason
I drive
that
things.
no, it's also because our minds though the way in this current state is we're not really made to actually feel that though as well in these physical body and the way our mind is made. But when you actually, I don't know, it's just more of the spiritual. I don't know. It's. I'm not qualified on that type of thing, but we'll get to that one day. The way actually when you say though. When you ask me, do I see religion differently? Yeah, pretty much a little bit in a different way, man. Because I actually took time to actually practice a little more, man. Literally took a bit more.
Yeah,
But that's what. Now I also just take it as basically the older I get, I'm starting to mature more, and I'm starting to actually see a bit more different. Because I consciously woke up at 13. I'm a born believer, and I've always believed my whole life. It's just the way I approached it, is I just, was believing for the sake of believing. And when I hit 13 and started practicing more, I started to see my whole life change. The more and more I get older, the more and more I apply what actually I believe in. I'm starting to actually, see it differently, though. That's why I see it very differently, and why my faith, you know, has actually, been re-inspired and stuff like that though.
yeah. It ain't. I mean, it ain't really a purpose of knowing nothing if you ain't go practice it or get some type of form of benefit from it. It's the purpose of knowing it.
Yeah,
Oh man, that's
that's what
mine
this
too.
though as well. So to really understand it is to understand the basics before you go deeper. That's the phase I'm currently doing. I was just told the advice I was told though is just just practice the basics first. Learn how to pray properly and learn how to read properly first, and how you treat other people. Then think about everything else though, because it's me. That's the only question I'll be asked on Judgment Day, though, to me, though, is how did I spend my life? That's the biggest thing. It's not just the faith, though, only. I'll be asked questions about my faith, who is the man revealed to me, everything, man. That's just everything, man. Of course, I'll be asked a lot of questions, but the one question I'll be really asked about is how did I live my life, though?
You know what, bro? Let me exit stage left, bro. I don't want to.
Mm, No,
I see
let's
my
not go
daughter waking
into.
up.
Okay, no, no,
No,
let's not
no,
go
no. I'm
into.
about to. No, I was gonna jump down anyway. My daughter. I don't want her waking my wife up, and she said she was just sitting up looking at me. But
Okay,
yeah,
never
this
mind.
was a good conversation. No, it was a good conversation. No, it was a good conversation. No, I was log off anyway. It's almost 2 hour
Okay,
mark.
okay,
I'll probably be
anyway.
back on. If I come on tomorrow, it's gonna be late. I got a date with the wife. Uh, so yeah, it's probably gonna be late if I come on
Okay,
tomorrow.
I see you
If
though.
not, I'll
I
be on
see you.
Sunday.
Okay, no problem. I got you though. I'll drop down to you though since you gotta go.
All right, bro. Yeah, I'm about to sign off. Hey, man, I appreciate everybody who came through. Shout out to Mella. Shout out to Young Riaz for holding down the panel with me, man. Shout out to Logical Thinker in the chat. She was lighting the chat up. Appreciate all that participation. I love that, man. I love that. That's what get the show going because, look, this is how I am. I'm going to say what I got to say, then I'm going to leave. So the more interactions, the longer the show, the better the show. Y'all help me make the show, so I appreciate that. You know, I know sometimes I'll be talking about boring things, but this is the shit that make life easier. These are the tools that you can use, right? And just getting these concepts and then the interaction, other people's perspective, you know, we can get more information on how to better use these concepts and apply them to our life to get a better result out of it, right? I don't complain about, you know, situations and shit happening in life. I just fix the way I think and then I fix the what I do. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, shit, ain't nobody gonna help us but us. You know, we want to get out of a slump or fix something, we gotta do it ourselves, man. Asking and begging people to do shit. This system is not broke. This shit is running perfectly. It's how it's supposed to run. Yeah, it's just we don't benefit from it because we don't know it. You know, but the more you know, the more you can grow, right? The more you know, the more you can grow. So that's the shit I be on, man. So that's why I say, come on, let's grow together. If it's on this YouTube thing, you know, supporting one another. If it's in life, you know, just exchanging information. You know what I'm saying? I don't know everything, but I'm willing to share what I do know. You know, I am willing to do that. You know, and I do that with the hope that other people do the same. You know, so hey, if you're a content creator, you got a topic you want me to come through, just let me know, bro. I come through, we rock out, man. Uh, Anytime you want to hit the panel and get something off your chest, I'm here, man. I'm here. I'm chilling. Take advantage of it because when we get big, we're gonna do bigger things. So I might not be on here like the way more accessible like I am now, but we're gonna be here. So yeah, I'm getting back into the. I got two more chakras to do. We're gonna talk about how to unlock the third eye. We're gonna talk about how to unlock the crown chakra. All these are process, you know. So we're gonna talk about that. You know, I do spirituality. That I'm really big into it. I love the metaphysics, but I apply it in a way where it's actually useful. I take a lot of the woo out of it. You know what I'm saying? Make it practical so you can actually practice it. Because I don't believe in knowing things. I mean, understanding things. I believe in knowing things, and to know things, you have to experience it. Some way, form, or fashion, some form of experience, secondhand or firsthand experience. Experience is needed to gain wisdom. So I try to be, I want to be that wise one, right? So I'm working towards that. So I have to apply it. So yeah, so this is Atmosphere, my guy. He came through and dropped 5 on. He dropped 5 on it. Appreciate you, my guy. You get to 5 memberships, man. Appreciate that support, man. Support, support, support. Appreciate that, my guy. Hold on, where the video at? Shout out to Atmosphere for not only gifting but receiving one of the gifted memberships. Shout out to Uncle L. Shout out to Raven. Shout out to Rachel Banks, man. That was one of the OGs from day one, man. Shout out to Rach. I know she either be in the bushes or catching the replay. Shout out to you, sir. Shout out to Plastic African. We ain't seen you in a minute, bro, but we appreciate you coming on, sharing your experience, man. Good dialogue, good dude. But yeah, man, I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Yeah, been a minute, bro. Been a minute. I was over there mobbing with Mob the other day and seeing you in there. I didn't know if I think I came in after you left though. I didn't see you commenting no more. So I was like, yeah, you probably was in and out. But yeah, I was just talking to G about you, man. Like Atmosphere, that's my guy. He called him the chef. But I appreciate that, my brother. I appreciate that. Yeah, man. But hey, Atmosphere, bro. I'm gonna put we doing fantasy football, bro. We're gonna do the draft next Saturday. But I'm gonna put it on my community wall. I'm gonna put the invite link on my community wall. So if you want to join, there's some spots there. So I'm gonna try to put it there tonight. At the latest tomorrow, I'll have it on. And boys or girls, man or women, if y'all want to join, the women, y'all don't feel left out. We just playing for fun. So even if you don't know what you're doing, you just want to get in the league and come talk crap, we're gonna do live stream posts and it's just something to do, as a group, it's a group activity. So man or women, if you know what you're doing, if you don't, it's just for fun. It ain't no money involved. You know what I'm saying? It's just a bunch of people just doing something fun together. So yeah, we doing that, so look out for that. I might have it on the community wall. But yeah, let me get my butt off here, man. For my little, you gonna hear my daughter come out here. Dad, give me Baba. She gonna come out here in a minute because when I walked in, she set up like the Undertaker. I'm looking like, man, you like one of the little crazy Annabelle dolls sitting up, moving and shit. Like, God damn, bro, go to sleep. Hey, you got kids, man. They be angels when they sleep. They be devils when they woke. Like, go back, go be an angel, go back to sleep. But now, let me get off here, man. Yeah, man, y'all know what I always say. Care about how you feel. These are conversations to build nation. And if I say anything that resonated with you, do me a favor, hit that share button, tell somebody. Help me spread the word. But until next time, we's out.
And do it for the 9.
What up, 9?
Acknowledge me!
They've been telling y'all love, and I came to tell y'all right. The way you feel influences the way you think, and the way you think dictates the actions you take.
You there, sitting at home, acknowledge me.
Burn it down! When I move, is it a quick rumble? I won't ever fall, never stumble. And I don't need to be humble. Break down walls like Jericho crumble.